Welcome to a special Scorpio marching dance. Look at the beautiful trees. Sunday we marched. We started the march north, heading northwest. And we're starting the march heading southeast. Clockwise, as Sunday the 3-hour march was clockwise. Special Scorpio march, marching dance, bust a dance move, bust a dance move. Yep. From what do know, I'm a Scorpio, although do take orders from a child born Leo. Special Scorpio marching dance for the mission, vision, and philosophy of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Empire and the Dragon Kingdom is one. With the dancing goddess empire under the sun, under the stars on earth, for world peace, international justice, and global freedom, securing global freedom. It is also dedicated to the one I love and call sister. He's also been an oftentimes teacher, friend, and fourth dimension, my one and only financial sponsor in many ways. Up to today, November 9, 2021. So now I'm heading east. I'm gonna rant, philosophize, rap, art, dance, march, and marching on steel-toe boots. We'll bust dance moves on the steel-toe boots. Yours truly, Adrian H. Dragonborn, who died during COVID. Being reborn as Adrian Hanna Dragon. Yours truly, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Empire. For world peace, international justice, global freedom, securing global freedom, ensuring global freedom. And attaining harmony between civilization and nature is the mission, and will be is my mission, coupled with world peace, international justice, and attaining, securing global freedom. And yeah, do admit that although living in the worst financial crisis of my adult life at the moment, November 9, 2021, about 10,000 to the RBC. Gotta check my bank account, was already in the red, about 400, in the minus 490, but got protection until 500. And I'm grateful, thankful. My rent's paid. My electricity bill is also paid, and 1/3 of my phone bill. So those 3 bills, although the phone bill only 1/3, electricity bill is paid, rent's paid, so they can't kick me out. Paid November rent and never was late on rent. That's a millennial fact. I'm a millennial rainbow, world's greatest dancing, living millennial rainbow poet, independent artist, activist, an athlete. Marching on these steel-toe boots. Marching west. Marching west. East now. Yesterday, Monday that is, Yesterday we trained the mind, body, and the spirit. The Trinity 3-hour session special. It's actually running now live on YouTube. Ain't nobody watching, but that's okay. Maybe it's for the greater good. Nobody watching, listening to me. Let them listen to rappers that be living in gated communities, man. You listen to rappers that be living in gated communities, man. Watching athletes that live in gated communities. That's what they do. You listen to rappers that live in gated communities. Gated communities, man. My art, my athleticism, my activism, and my universal spiritual teachings. Also a student, I'm learning every day. Come from this concrete jungle. I'm from Mother Nature, the greatest artist. Mother Nature is indeed the greatest artist. The goddess. Yeah. GODDESS. Look at this beautiful tree. Leaves are turning. We're heading towards Mount Royal. Although it's already dark night. Since we changed the hours, it's not that late, but it's gotten dark faster. It's gotten dark faster. We changed the hours, turned it back. Sunday morning, 3 a.m. It became 2 a.m. So now I'm marching east, east, east. On steel toe boots. Steel toe boots march. See a blend here of civilization and nature. Still have a little bit of trees. Once upon a time it was forest here. Hawk Island, Montreal, surrounding Mount Royal. See the train passing. There was, of course, lots of forest. Got to say, I love red. Red's my favorite color. Scarlet, which is a shade of red. Scarlet is a shade of red. And is the official color of the Dragan army. As green is the color of the dancing goddess army, which yours truly has founded during this COVID. Because Adrian H. Dragan died. And being reborn with every step. Every push-up. every hawk, every squat. Every marching step, dancing move, poem that I recite, channel, or write, song, freestyle rap, workout, dance, push-up, hawk, squat. This is yours truly, Adrian Hanna, Dragan, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Empire, which are one empire, under the sun, on the stars, on earth. All willingly loving to join yours truly, the Dragon Kingdom, which is one with the dancing goddess empire. Can do so non-sectarian. You don't have to adhere to my spiritual teachings, but gotta embrace willingly loving the philosophy, so you can be an ally, a supporter, a citizen, a subject. Nice color. Wearing red. I love it. I'm not perfect. Far from it. But for my allies, armies, supporters, who's willingly loving, you are my family. I can bring any joy, pleasure, purpose. I definitely will. Willingly loving. Above average temperatures. At one point at 3 p.m. it was 15, about 7 degrees above average, what it's supposed to be. Said we'll take it. Tomorrow's dropping a bit, but that was pretty pleasant. I'm sweating a bit already. Already feel a bit better. Working out, exercising, training, which marching is part of it, has been, is, and will be, of course, therapy. And medicine for yours truly, as I believe it is for many. That's what I've been advocating, calling, since I began my fitness journey a few years back, for the mass financing, especially of the youth, to work out, train, exercise, and incentivize socially, financially, morally, ethically, in whatever way. Encourage, and to work out, exercise, which has been, is, and will be medicine and therapy for yours truly. I believe it is for many. Down more than 77 pounds. Well, by now, close to 80. No gym membership. No fancy equipment. Actually, no equipment purchased at all. Will and love, and the philosophy that the body is a temple for purpose and for pleasure. purpose to work, do community work, volunteer, bring somebody some help, some pleasure. That's also purpose. And for purpose, for XYZ, build, upgrade, or maintain civilization. And for pleasure, the pleasure of a massage, which I admit I fucking need one hard night. Could use one tonight. Anybody willingly loving to volunteer, holler, write DM, comment. My official volunteer representative, Retiel Yell work, will respond, comment, direct, and bless you in my name. Bless you in my name. Can't afford one right now. Can't afford a massage therapy. Living in the worst financial crisis of my adult life, but I'm thankful, grateful. My rent's paid. Pay my electricity bill. And a third of my phone bill. And fourth dimension. The goddess of heavens sends one kiss to her sister who dances with her brother sun to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes. And that one kiss turns into 93 trillions of kisses. That's a lot of kisses. Which, of course, 93 trillion of kisses is 1,000 billion. And 1 billion is 1,000 million, so it's a million kisses. Which are gifted, credited, interest-free to the Dragan Kingdom. And to yours truly, Dragon Zero and Priestess of the Goddess HN and H. And yours truly, Adrian Hanna Dragon, to all my allies and armies. Will distribute. Make all my allies, armies, supporters, our supporters, allies, armies, our family. Make you millionaires. From the goddess. All the starlit heavens. Sends one kiss to her sister, who dances with her brother the sun, to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes that our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest for us to make, upgrade, or maintain civilization. And the hands of those farmers need to be kissed, the feet need to be washed, and the bodies need to be massaged by the leaders of the free world meeting now at COP26. That's COP26. was listening to the radio and I was laughing because I heard somebody on the radio say that they think that Justin Trudeau, which is currently the Prime Minister of Canada, which I'm Canadian, world LGBTQ citizen, many past lives, many incarnations. So I was wondering if Justin Trudeau if he knows that the prices of goods have increased during this COVID, or if he ever bought for himself. Eggs, milk, bread, sugar, and whatever are the necessities, goods on the table. Said on the radio, said I don't think he ever did. I don't know. Dragan doesn't like to assume much, to generalize much. We're all ignorant and useless in some circumstances. So gotta ask him what he has to say about that. And then once I ask him, if he says the truth, half truth, or a little bit of PR, whatever the fuck, that's a different matter, but I don't know. I give everybody's benefit of the doubt, second, third chances. Gossip doesn't help much. Sometimes it's best to be straightforward and motherfucking direct. I'm not motherfucking perfect. This Scorpio probably got a few screws that are loose. Probably got a few screws that are loose. Probably got a few screws that are loose. Scorpio on these steel toe boots. Scorpio on these steel toe boots. Probably got a few screws that are loose. Scorpio on these steel toe boots. There's my art passion. Marching here on these streets for world peace. I've been marching for years. Been lonely, depressed, suicidal. Thank goodness I'm not suicidal, depressed anymore. Paradoxically, during this COVID, I'm healing, getting stronger, fitter, more powerful condition in my adult life with this COVID. Albeit living in the worst financial circumstance of my adult life. Owing some 10,000 to the bank, RBC. My rent's paid, so I'm grateful for that. They can't kick me out. See? Steel toe boots. Steel toe boots. Steel toe boots. Kind of like the weather. Warmer than usual. A few degrees, maybe 5 degrees above average, even more. Want to smoke. Referring to the inhalation from the cars. At the corner I put my mask. I don't want to take a few puffs of cigarettes. Some smelly corner there. Smelly corner. Phew. What is it smelling? Smelly corner. Even here. Better wear a mask. Probably took a puff of the equivalent of a puff of cigarette at that corner there. Even here. Not that much. On my other march it was worse. I wonder if we were to calculate on my marches how many puffs of cigarette do I take by inhaling the pollution, CO2 emitted from the exhaust of the cars. Few puffs, not a few cigarettes, maybe half, a third, even one cigarette. I don't know, depending where also, and how many cars, right? Because not all the same. So you got those cars there, are 3 cars, they're stopped. Probably only when I get closer there, I'm starting up now the green light, so they're gone. This one.
Simplifying and expanding.
That one was. I felt like I got a puff from that car which passed. Had a bigger exhaust, bigger engine, more gas consumption. It would have to be equivalent to the car, type of car, and to the gas consumption, and to which type of gas, and the engine and the exhaust. So there's a few factors to consider in which cars are more polluting than others. right? It's the leaders of the COP 26. Send them these thoughts and philosophy and this calculation that I've just made. It's more speculative. Of course, there's a definite scientific answer, but it's not all science. It's not all science. It's also the irrational part, right? How it made me feel, my emotions. I didn't like it. Made me a little bit upset. So I'm gonna keep on marching. Because I understand, hey, those people, it's more affordable for them to just pay their gas tank full than get the public, use public transit to go groceries or XYZ, or they work somewhere they don't, doesn't allow them. It's too far, can't be there on time. So there's a lot of factors to factor in, right? And I wish we'd be black and white. Sometimes there's a lot of gray in between. I have a few solutions, ideas as embodied in my philosophy. Anyways, back to that calculation, computation equation. There is, of course, the quantity that I'm inhaling and have been inhaling on the marches. Here there's no cars now, so there's trees, air is fresher. A big tree is the hair on the goddess. One hair on the goddess's body who dances with the bird of the sun to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Right? And by that dance, all fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced that our brothers and sisters farmers harvest for us to build, maintain, or upgrade civilization. And that's calling on the leaders of the free world to give the farmers foot washes, massages, and kissing of the hands. That's what I'm willing to do for all my allies and armies, supporters, thou art my family, those willingly loving to join in whatever capacity the Dragon Kingdom, the Dancing Goddess Empire, which are one. Under the stars, under the heavens, on earth, for world peace, international justice, global freedom, retaining harmony between civilization and nature. See? And now we keep on marching for world peace. And there we go. We're marching east. The steel toe boots. The price is increasing. Shortages on the way. COP, leaders of the free world. Discussing for the next meeting. How many do you think they had to cook for themselves? They're disconnected, man. Totally disconnected. Out of their minds. Out of their minds, man. I go crazy a little bit in my poetry, in my dance, in my rap, in my art. But I've suffered and struggled. I've worked different jobs. When COVID got 3 jobs, temporary. Temp agencies doesn't work so well. They hire you a little bit, let you go. Hire you a little bit, let you go. Hire you a little bit, let you go. Right? The beautiful, majestic trees. Look. Look at the beautiful trees. These trees are but a hair on the goddess's body. Look, 7 times bigger than yours truly, Dragan Zero, general founding captain of the Dragan army. Is the hair on the goddess's body. And now the sun rising somewhere else. What time is it now? 5:56 p.m. EST, Hawk Island, Montreal. It's close to 3 p.m. 3 in the afternoon in British Columbia, that way. British Columbia, meaning Vancouver, meaning Los Angeles, LA, Los Angeles, California. 3 minutes to 3 p.m. So it's definitely warmer. 20, 25 degrees. Maybe somewhere it's raining, somewhere storms. Satellites know it. Now in a parallel life, science, innovation, technology would have been my chosen path. In this life, well, it is spirituality, psychology, sexuality, the esoteric, the artistic, the physical, the philosophical, the political, which are my chosen path. Looking to intersect in the coming 11 days and 11 hours. 11 days, 11 hours. When in the next day, 11 days and 11 hours. So it's almost 6 p.m. EST in Hawk Island, November 9. So that would mean that it would be 11 days, 11 hours. Have to be on the 21st of November, early in the morning, like 5 a.m., right? If I calculate that correctly. I did it by the head, so I'm not entirely sure if that is the case. Maybe. Precise by a few factors in, more or less. More or less. See how the neighborhood has changed drastically. I'm passing through a lower part of Westmount in terms of economics, financial, commercial class. There's upper class. When I go on these marches, see a lot of that. And there, the mountain. There's even richer, more affluent, commercially, financially, economically down there. I'm pointing on Westmount, which is this, and that is the higher Westmount, as it is, as you see the mountain there. Not that good quality, but you see the lights on top. That is one of the 3 peaks of the mountain system in Hawk Island, Montreal, and that is Westmount. See multi-million-dollar houses. And Mount Royal, it is called. We'll go on Mount Royal proper, which is the headquarters of the dancing goddess in the Dragon Empire. And we're gonna traverse here. And the bells. You can hear the bells, meaning it's 6 p.m. EST. So the sun is rising. Sun is rising now over Australia, Japan, the Korea, South and North, China, Vietnam, Laos, Malaysia, Indonesia, Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur is the capital of Malaysia. So the sun's rising there. And the goddess dances with her brother sun. The dance starts over there. It's never ending and has been. By that dance, fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced. Now, my brothers and sisters, farmers somewhere in that corner of the world, farmers harvested these fruits for us to build, maintain, or upgrade civilization. Thinking in the past, before COVID, because I couldn't afford COVID to buy any wine. I remember buying one time $11 a bottle of wine, a good bottle of wine from Australia. Grapes are my favorite fruit. Although I've said that in this life I have not a lot of experience farming, I did engage in some farming, urban farming. So did plant, sow, harvest the fruits of my farming labor. Urban farming. So not entirely without farming experience in this life, because I did say in past that during COVID I said how fucking useless I can fucking be, since being a millennial who didn't grow up on the farm, have no farming, have no experience with growing vegetables, fruits, or legumes. But that's not entirely true. I did participate a few years in urban farming program and did harvest, sow, plant. So in theory have some knowledge, and in practice have harvested the fruits of that work, labor. In other past lives, I was a farmer many a times. By the Nile, ancient Egypt, feeding the priestesses grapes, wheat to make bread, dates, and other fruits, vegetables, and legumes that were there. In another past life, by the Babylon, by the Euphrates. Either Euphrates, where I've harvested by the Euphrates, harvesting fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Feed the priestesses of the temples of the goddess. Again, and workers to build, back in ancient Egypt, the pyramids, the hanging gardens, and the Colosseum in Rome. A farmer by the Danube, by the Rubicon, by the Rubicon. Feeding the legions. on the Roman legions during the Pax Romana, during the good times. Relatively in Western history, the era known as the 5 good emperors of relative peace, prosperity, high culture, art, and during that historical era known as the Pax, PAX standing for peace in Latin, which yours truly is for world peace. And this march is dedicated their special Scorpio month, March. Can be a hard time of transition for many. These days are getting shorter until December 22nd. So today said, well, if I stay in bed depressed, suicidal, what good is gonna do for me and for others? So here I am, marching as I've marched for years for world peace, for LGBTQ rights and issues, and for food security, and for Mother Nature, fourth dimension to that Trinity, which have a deep personal passion due to personal experiences of marching east, 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 east. That's east, that's south, that's north, and that is west. West is, I'm coming from west. Last time we did the clockwise. Last Sunday the march, the circle, 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 we did it clockwise. And now we're doing it counterclockwise. Situated on the map, I'm visualizing, I'm connecting with my parallel self. And with my parallel self, who in that parallel life build satellites, computers, supercomputers, ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, in that parallel life, I'm a hybrid between I'm a hybrid. So I'm envisioning a satellite which I've designed in that parallel life, and that satellite is able to draw circles above, and those circles can connect the perimeter to see of now wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and see down and see if food, housing, and transport are secured with those satellites. So seeing the perimeter XYZ, well, with a circle it's more different to have perimeters and kilometers because of this mathematical nature, but nonetheless see if the food, the housing and the transport are secured by the Dragan army, which of course that's what I'm calling advocating for since July 24th, 2020, in the midst of the COVID pandemic. And I've seen that my scenario resembles feel much better. Yeah. Feel much better. It's a nice breeze. So back to the origins of the Dragan Army, officially the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force. Back in October 2019, yours truly, world peace advocate, independent analyst, theorist, designed, created, made, and produced the General War Integrated Total Body Training System. Designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, which in an eerie, paradoxical, providential manner resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crises. And since it resembles it in many ways, that's what I began advocating since July 24th, 2020. The creation of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragan Army, in order to secure food, housing, and transport. A public-private partnership. Once you have those three elements secured, we can ensure people to exercise, do community work, volunteer, train, and encourage thereof. Lots of loving, lots of loving. LOVING. Lots of loving. Can get dirty, we get back clean. So back to the scenario. Back in October 2019, alarmed by what was transpiring in the world, namely the US-China trade war, began by the Trump administration. The arrest of Kathy Meng, chief financial officer of Huawei, daughter of Huawei founder. Consequently, the arrest of Michael Spavor, Michael Kovrig, which last month were released in an unadmitted quid pro quo exchange. Not publicly declared so, but most with a discerning mind, capable of some level of analysis and consideration, know that that is indeed what happened. quid pro quo exchange, release, deal. So Kathy Meng was arrested to honor an extradition treaty with the USA. Back in October 2018, the US-China trade war started by the Trump administration. Impositions of tariffs began. Trump imposed tariffs on China. And that was the beginning of the US-China trade war. Could I use this? I gotta wash it. Does it work? Not sure. This is good. I'm gonna try it. What I found here is I'm gonna see if it has the cord. I found a Black & Decker. I'm gonna wash it and try it. I'm gonna go disinfect it at the corner. That's what I found. I can't afford one right now, so I'm gonna get it. Imagine myself, things getting worse. My coffee maker stopped working. Although I have one, thanks to the one I love and call sister, who's a friend and a teacher. As a fourth dimension to that trinity. Being my one and only financial sponsor at the moment. I'm gonna set myself at a corner. And we'll disinfect it in my hands. Because I'm open carrying disinfectant. And we'll keep on marching. That was a perfect spot right there. It's very light, like it. We'll test it. Gonna wash it again 3 times. But now I'm just gonna disinfect it. So this is what I found on the march. It is a It looks good, looks better than mine. Although I washed mine, this one looks better than mine. Doesn't look that used. It looks very new. Maybe they washed it before putting it out. Now somebody will take it. So I'm gonna disinfect it. This is my sanitizer, hand sanitizer. I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3. Whoop, put a little bit too much. Gonna rub. I'm gonna rub it with the disinfectant. Even the cord. The back. And now the hands, interlock, interlock, interlock. Cleaned, disinfected. I'm gonna put it in the backpack. The little gratitude, thankfulness, meditative little dance. Now we can continue marching east. That was a good find. Hope it works. A black coffee maker. It looks very similar to the white one. I got a white one. So now I got one I can put in my office, room and temple, and one which I can put in the common area. Got a small underground office room temple, which I served, adding a fourth dimension to it. It has served as a gymnasium in the past years. Lost more than 77 pounds, almost 80. I was a bit moody, now I feel better. I guess because I wanted a black one. I actually wanted a red one, but red is hard to find. Coffee maker, and I was grateful with the one that my sister got for me. My anonymous financial sponsor. He got me this jacket. One of the best jackets I ever have. With pockets and many other items. Many other items. So it's cool because now I got a black and a white one. So I can do vice versa. I can switch it. Night do the black, day do the white, and then switch it. Day do the black, night do the white, and then switch it. Black in the day, night the black, then switch it. Black in the night, and then switch it. And then I can switch it. I'm eager to test it. Gotta wash it first. Just have to make sure the electronics are not getting watered. So what I'll do is I'll be sensitive. I'll put a bag and wrap it across the plug, the spark plug, and I'll wash it, or I'll find some other secure way to wash it. Or I've disinfected it already. I have a strategy to wash it well without damaging it, and of course then not use it until it's completely dry. Right, millennials? Right, millennials? Use it in a comedy, but And that's a beautiful painting. That was a painting that just the green, a nice fiery green, light fluorescent green, which is of course the color of the dancing goddess army, officially International Integrated Social Security Force. So we're gonna go back in time, back in October 2019. Yours truly, world peace advocate, independent student, scholar of civilizations, wars, geopolitics, an independent security analyst and theorist, alarmed by what transpired in the world, had taken into consideration geopolitical events which had transpired up to that moment in time, October 2019, such as the US-China trade war, began by the Trump administration imposing more than 6 tariffs of 10, 15, 20, 25, 30% on more than 665 billion worth of imported goods from China, beginning the US-China trade war, which increased with time. And of course, the arrest of Kathy Meng, aka Meng Wanzhou, the chief financial officer of Huawei, the daughter of the founder of Huawei. The daughter of the founder of Huawei, in order to honor an extradition treaty with the USA, she was arrested to honor that extradition treaty. Back in 2018 December, subsequently triggering the China Sino-Canadian diplomatic crisis, which has escalated since and hasn't been getting better with the release of Kathy Meng, aka Meng Wanzhou, by the authorities. By the RCMP to honor an extradition treaty with the USA in a quid pro quo. And admitted exchange last month. So I've taken these events into consideration, coupled with the historical event known as Pearl Harbor. Had said, as analyzed, I've said, well, we are on the path to World War III. And so I've created the scenario to go hand in hand with it. And so I created this scenario. That's a nice door. And it's a nice door. So I created the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout, designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario. Which the first session I performed October 17, 2019 was the first session.
That's it. And you know what he said?
October 2019. Was the 17th of October, to be exact, precise, was the first time that I had performed the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout. Performed and done and executed 213 sessions so far, and now I'm doing them outdoors. First session was October 17, 2019.
Ok, donc ça va être long. Il y a pas de problème pour la vie.
And I put my mask on, smoking too much here. Gonna go check my bank account. See, where's the disinfectant? Oh, I'm gonna put it here, and the disinfectant is right there. See? That's the disinfectant. Rub, disinfect. Hands are disinfected. Now I'm gonna disinfect again, since I don't know, did they touch their personal hygienes of my fellow citizens. So I've touched the buttons, put the code in, touched the screen, and everybody, a lot of people probably touched it today. I assume it's in the hundreds that touched it today. I don't know how many disinfected their hands. in between the fingers, palms, everything. See, hands are disinfected. We can proceed to work one more step towards world peace. Push that one. So I don't know, give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but how many touch the screen or the buttons? Because there's screen for the choices and the buttons to enter, of course, the code, the PIN number, the password, which is a numerical one. I don't know how many disinfected their hands or not. I wonder how many used that. There was three machines, right? I chose the first one, closest. Used one of the three, the closest. So don't know. Can't say for sure how many. How many? How many touch? How many? It's a high traffic area. I would assume in the hundreds. How many in the hundreds exactly? Not sure. Could be could be even in the thousands for today, November 9th. Taking into consideration that there's a campus of students, they have to eat, high traffic area, shopping. Could be even that it reached the thousands. Maybe not tens of thousands, but maybe thousands. Maybe 1,000. In the hundreds for sure. In the hundreds for sure. There's a statue of Steve Jobs there. Okay. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. Statue. Now in a parallel life, science, innovation and technology would have been my chosen path. Diverged. It's philosophy, sexuality, psychology, art, entertainment, dance, spirituality, occult, esoteric in this life. Trying to connect with my parallel self, imagining those satellites getting information with transceivers, receivers to get information for XYZ square parameters, where the three essential elements are secured by the Dragan army: food, housing, and transport. Once those three are secured, we can encourage people to work out, train, exercise, volunteer, do community work, get dirty but get back clean. Now we're gonna go stretch there and we're gonna go up, up, up. So now we're heading a bit We're about to switch trajectories, and we're gonna switch trajectories. Alright, this big building. I'm at the corner of University and Sherbrooke corner. Feel like getting a cup of coffee, but I'm not sure. Maybe just some water. Some water, coffee, water. Don't want to wait in line. I think it's a big lineup. Nah. Nah. Somebody's smoking some good weed. Dirty man. There we go. We're gonna stretch here. Now we're gonna go up now. Gonna steel toe boots. Stretching our steel toe boots a bit. Steel toe boots stretch. Steel toe boots. Steel toe boot stretch. And now I'm gonna put some music. Now we're gonna dance our way up to the mountain. We're gonna dance our way up to the mountain with some Donda. Kanye, I'm asking Ye to marry me in an open BDSM switch. Marriage for world peace. Yeah, asking Ye to marry me in an open BDSM marriage for world peace. Switch marriage. First. Oh, that's not the one. So create the Dragan army, complementary covenant cooperative with the dancing goddess army for world peace. Is this march dedicated Scorpio special march, and this special. I'm gonna let our main out for this one. Dancing in steel toe boots. No coffee. Too broke, I admit it. Oh, there we go. No goddess in this. Turn it off. Keep listening to rappers that be living in gated communities, man. They are living in gated communities. Y'all can't even walk half a mile and steel toe boots like I do. Motherfucking androgynous rainbow dragon. Y'all live in gated communities, man. Y'all listening to rappers that be living in gated motherfucking communities, motherfucker. That's what y'all do. Keep listening to rappers that be living in gated communities. Y'all listening to rappers that be living in gated communities, man. Y'all gated communities. Gated communities, man. Keep listening to rappers that be living in gated communities, man. How y'all do? You listen to rappers that live in gated communities. Class War's the rapper name, motherfucker. Class motherfucking War. Keep listening to rappers that live in gated communities, man. We ain't got nothing in common, motherfucker. Ain't got nothing in common. How y'all do? Keep listening to rappers that live in gated communities, man. Rapper name is Class motherfucking War, motherfucker. Fuck you, motherfucker. Class War is the rapper name. Y'all listening to rappers that be living in gated communities. Keep listening to them. Listen to rappers that live in gated communities. That's the message. As you live in gated communities, man. That's what they do. They listen to artists that live in gated communities, man. And gated communities. They're absentee landlords. Absentee landlords. I've been with my motherfucking nose in the dirt since the beginning years, man. Steel toe boots, hard struggle. Ain't nobody zero give me shit. Except my sister. And too long ago to remember. See? Steel toe boots. Lots of trauma, a lot of memory. Y'all listening in gated community. Closed up, locked up, millionaire started like a hood flop. You left it 13 years ago, man. Fuck you, motherfucker. How my message to the rappers living in gated communities, man. How y'all do? You listen to artists that live in gated communities, man. They live in gated communities. Gated communities. Absentee landlords. Look at these rocks. Work out with them. Up the mountain. Going up. Absentee landlords. Gated community artists. Multi-millionaire athletes. NFL, NHL, NBA want to go back to business. Shit, that's what you want to do. Watch multi-millionaire athletes and know the struggle.
So, like, I just took the
And go to the other side. Listening to rappers that live in gated communities, man. I'm smoking again. Donda should be a voiceover over Ye's album. Every time you say God, I add my voice and the goddess. Every time mention of God is in Donda's album, you're truly androgynous pansexual. Underground rapper. At McGill campus. Now, rich folk, rich kids go to university here. Not all, a lot. See? Every time Donda album says God, they say and the goddess. And shut it off. Close it. Only God, God, God. Look at these trees are the hair of my goddess's body. Goddess, Joe DDSS. Goddess. Put it every time it's my call. My voice parallel to Ye or anybody in the Donda album saying God. I'm gonna say in the Goddess. And now we're gonna go towards the mountain and do it. And I have to wait. Hell yeah. Yeah, dance beat. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Dance, dance, dance beat. Bust the dance move, dance, dance beat. Fuck yeah, bro. I have to wait. Nah, let's go. Time to wait. It's left, right. Left, right. And up the mountain. Into the dark now. Fuck yeah. I'm happy saw somebody bust a dance move. It's kind of good move too. I'm going into the dark. So y'all keep listening to rappers that live in gated communities, man. Listen to artists that live in gated communities. That's what y'all do. Live in gated community. Live in gated communities, man. Gated communities. We're going into the dark now. Crossing the mountain. I've changed Donda, though I love the instrumentals. Living in gated communities, man. Let's change it. I was gonna put some beats. There we go. I go up. I know something even better. I recorded chapters of a book, my favorite book of poetry, written by the greatest ever poet, although I'm the world's greatest living poet. He's the greatest ever. My holy sacred divine book called Book of the Law. 93 code, 93 code, 93. Go up the mountain. There's not a lot of light here. You gotta be careful not to trip on the stairs. But I know the way. Marched many times. Kinda know it, and there's a little bit of light. So it's not that danger you can see in the back. So we're gonna go, now we're going north. We're gonna go around about it and we're gonna exit on the other side, which is the southwest exit. Oh yeah, see that there's gated, well, they put gates to block. What the hell's going on? So anyways, let me try to find that poem. There we go. Book of the Law, chapter 1. Oh yeah. My favorite book of poetry. I'm ascending this mountain. Oh, it's boarded up here too. Ah, the changing of the seasons. Changing of the seasons. After it's open, we'll be able to march into the top. Was just boarded up there for some reason, and here it's safe to pass. We're going up, up, up. The stairs. Going up the stairs on the steel toe boots. Ain't got no money for the studio. But it's Mother Nature. This is the greatest studio. Mother Nature civilization. Concrete jungle. Forests. Nature and civilization has been, is, and will be my studio favorite. Mother Nature, the greatest artist. It's pleasant still. Thought it was gonna drop a lot. Still sweating. It's a good idea to have some lights, but it's a bit visible still. It's not pitch black, not totally dark. It's from the city. There is some light coming in. We can see in the back. You can see the lights of Hahaha Montreal in the background. As I'm ascending up, up, up on Mount Royal, the mountain system in Hahaha Montreal. And this is ascending Mount Royal proper, one of the three peaks, mountain peaks. The other one's being Outremont, and the other one where we were last Sunday on the video is called Westmount. See, you can see a lot of the city. Metropolis Island. Oh, it's blue now. My favorite building with a pyramid on it. Usually it's green, red, sometimes white. All colors. Now it's blue, blue, blue. It's a nice blue, I gotta say. Kind of cloudy, can't see many stars. I think it's gonna rain by midnight. I'm marching. Almost at the top. I'm gonna go around the bout. Go around the bout and then exit it on the other side. See? You can see a lot of the lights. Lights of Hawk Island, Montreal. See, the beautiful lights. See, here it is, downtown Hawk Island, HAWK. And 1, 2, 3, we have arrived on top of Mount Royal, the headquarters of the Dragon Kingdom and the Dancing Goddess Empire. And the Dragon Kingdom and the Dancing Goddess Empire are one empire under the sun and the stars on earth. Here it is. That's where we do a lot of dancing for world peace, some recorded, some not, workouts. Living in the worst financial times of my life. I'm open for business. Workout, kiss, rap, jog, march, wash, kiss. Workout, dance, dance, dance. Can do. Oh, that's nice. Look at all that concrete. Saw a lot of different rocks. From rocks which can work out with. Not far from here is one of the designated gymnasiums of the Dragon Kingdom, the Dragon Army. Actually, not far from here. That way is the first one consecrated and dedicated, and now roundabout miles west north from here are of course other ones that are roundabout and we're east, north, west, south. Hawk Island, Montreal. I'm gonna march past where it is. I'm curious how visible it would be. How visible it is now with this light regular lights. See, I'm on top of the mountain, not at the highest. I'm going towards the highest level, but I'm at the top of Mount Royal. And you can see the lights from the downtown, east, west, or mostly south, central Park Island, Montreal. You can see many lights. I sweated. I sweated. I'm not gonna take it off now. I think it's maybe this jacket maybe was too much. And also I'm marching steps, so I'm sweating. Laundry day tomorrow. And now we go. There's two rocks, one to my left, one to my right, marking the entrance of this. It's not paved, but it's a road in the wild. Now I'm surrounded by trees, which are the hairs on the goddess. And let's see, there it is. Oh, it seems like the rocks have not moved much. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The rocks are all here in the first consecrated gymnasium. Which is gonna try coming, do another workout there in the coming days and weeks while temperatures permit it. So it's there in theory, it's visible, but you can't see it with this. Don't have a flashlight. You can only see lights here and there. So I'm going towards I'm on Mount Royal proper, the headquarters of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire. The Dragon Kingdom and the Dancing Goddess Empire, one non-sectarian under the sun. For world peace, international justice, attaining, securing global freedom, and attaining harmony between civilization and with nature. Yours truly on the march. Counterclockwise. Going. Now here are the stairs, which these are man-made. And There's Hawk Island, Montreal. Now I'm pointing towards the east. Of the island. That's the center. Towards the Saint Jacques Cartier Bridge. There's towards the Victoria Bridge. And further the Champlain Bridge in the west. And I hope oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like. Some kissing. I'm not gonna stare. I saw a couple or just met or whatever. It's okay. Kissing, making love. That's what I like to see. And paint this rainbow. At least paint it rainbow or replace it by a circle of rainbow children with a phoenix and a dancing priestess of the goddess, the lion, snake, hawk round about it. So below there's a place of where people can sit. There's some readings about the historical development of Hawk Island, Montreal, and how 400 years ago it was explored up to the top here, and I think they gotta double check. I think the Jacques Cartier put a crucifix there and claimed it for the King of France back during the French Empire and British Empire and Spanish Empire's colonial expansion. And he planted the cross, of course. I'm a universal spiritual teaching student. I'm learning every day. Rabbi Jesus did 3 things that I like, which I'm for. I wish I could turn water into wine, get everybody drunk, dance, make love, kiss, and then encourage them to do hygiene after we get dirty. Second, overturning the tables of the money lenders, bankers, financiers, whatever they were. The Dragon Kingdom and the Dancing Goddess Empire, which are one empire, non-sectarian, all willingly loving. I am for the creation of a global central bank and a universal unit of exchange, by debt refusion, and to have a maximum interest on all loans, business, private, educational, initiatives, pleasure, purpose, loans, XYZ reasons, a maximum credit cards, maximum, 10%, 10%. So those 3 things, like 4th dimension, and the 3rd one is, of course, defending the love worker, sex worker, known to some as prostitute, Mary Magdalene, although my belief is that she was a priestess of the goddess. Yeah, I said it again, I will say it. Geodidia says goddess that dances with her brother, the sun, will make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes. And the dance continues now, somewhere in the world, on the other side. And these trees are but the hairs on the goddess's body. And now you can see the lights on. I see it, no, it's not that visible in the video. That is the other peak of the mountain system, Outremer. You can see the lights on North Montreal, north, west, and east. East, north, and west. There's a radio antenna and a TV antenna, radio, TV. So I began now, I've turned marching west now. From here it's about 93 minutes at this pace. If I rush it even more, 77 minutes to headquarters. But more than 93 minutes. Or minimum 93 minutes. So my march is gonna be more than 3.5 hours. Immerse my feet into water, upload the video. Unedited, unscripted, raw. Revolutionary. You didn't hear much of it, but gotta say that also it's raw. Sometimes direct, straightforward, at other times philosophical, more discerning and more sophisticated. Sometimes my art rap is direct, straightforward, crude, rude, hard-hitting, hard-hitting. I can play soft, I can switch BDSM with it, BDSM with it. On the mountain, goddess I chanted, goddess I chanted. The goddess trees be her hairs, huh? The air so fresh here from these trees. I'm grateful, God, this moment. I've attained this moment in my life, November 9, 2021, marching. I'm no longer suicidal, no longer depressed. I've been through hell and back. Across the great desert. I died during COVID. Give my holy, sacred, and divine name, Adrian Hana Dragan, out of your mouth if it's not for a blessing. To my allies, armies, supporters, willingly loving families, be blessed in my holy, sacred, divine name. The rest, keep it out of your mouth. If it's not for blessing, otherwise there'll be pestilence, there'll be pestilence, there'll be pestilence. Millions of kisses for my armies and my allies. Millions of kisses, because God 93 trillions of kisses. From the goddess that dances with her brother sun. To make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest. First to make, maintain, or upgrade civilization. Even this tower here, see the red lights on it. It's radio and TV. The workers who worked to build it had to eat. And those fruits, vegetables, and legumes to feed. The workers to build it. And of course food was required to study the elements of nature. And a lot of science, innovation, and technology comes from Mother Nature, who is, I always say, greatest artist, and the goddess Mother Nature is the greatest artist. She dances with her brother sun to make, create, and produce whole fruits, vegetables. I grow from the black, fertile earth, and the greens, and the water. Also, not only an artist, but a scientist. Now me, trying to connect with that parallel life where science, innovation, and technology would have been my chosen path, but diverged. In this life, spirituality, psychology, sexuality, philosophy, art, the irrational, emotional, occult esoteric is my chosen path. In that parallel life, satellites, supercomputers, ICBMs, and micro techie gadgets. Pegasus and SO-like objects are my chosen path. In this life, see, I just did a rap, freestyle rap, a little bit. Do I have a big hobby? I'm a rapper underground since 1996. Underground rapper. Since 1996, motherfucker. See here, we're gonna go through here. I'm gonna need to, Mother Nature calls. I'm gonna need to unzip to get out my tiny little scar. You gotta be careful because it's steep. I'm gonna find a spot. Oh. And right now I'm going down, down, down now. But I took another route where it's more abrupt. It's not man-made. There's no cement. It is a path, but it's a more wild path. So, gotta touch this tree. Ah, yeah. I'm gonna go slower because it's very abrupt, very steep. And there's rocks and mud and dirt and leaves and branches. So gotta be careful. See, I'm going down there. And now there's got it in the dirt a bit. So I need to, oh, this is the perfect spot right here. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna take my little tiny scar, my little androgynous clit dick, androgynous dick clit, androgynous clit dick. Oh yeah. And in 3, 2, 1, we have a drop off. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Oh, oh, fuck. Oh yeah. Oh. Mount Royal Hawk Island, 800 Dragan. Little clit dick clit androgynous car bitch is out up in the wild with a goddess lips. Yeah, I got tiny feet, tiny hands, tiny clit scar lick. But I got a big mouth, bitch. But I got a big mouth, bitch. But big mouth, bitch. Yeah, I'll get irritated when I pull the trigger lips. Thank goodness I ain't got ICBMs. I would have already nuked your bitch. Ain't got money for the studio. Broke, yep. No more suicidal deepers. Yeah, that during COVID. Yeah, died to get a vaccine, motherfucker. Get a hygiene, motherfucker. Yeah, I get dirty, but I get clean up in this motherfucker. Royal, regal, lofty motherfucker. Kisses and hugs with my lips. Pull it out, ain't no day tricks. Listening to rappers, artists, and athletes, watching them where they live in gated communities, bitch. Listening to rappers that live in gated communities. Keep watching athletes that live in gated communities, man. Patriarchal sports leagues will be balanced, harmonized, in equilibrium. By the dancing goddess army. Officially, the international integrated dance league. Integrated, that will be an all gender, all ages, all sexual orientation, inclusive dance league. And it will balance, add equilibrium and harmony, although it will be integrated, meaning it will be all genders, all ages, all sexual orientation, inclusive dance league. It will be for purpose and for pleasure, mainly to attain harmony between civilization and nature. And balance and equilibrium. And harmony. To the patriarchal sports leagues that exist, the NFL, National Football League, the NHL, National Hockey League, the NBA, National Basketball Association, the MLB, Major League Baseball, NHL, National Hockey League, and European soccer leagues. Let's see if there's some water. Right? A lot of people. It's got more chill here than nobody. Ain't nobody out here. Is there water? Oh, there's no water, but thank goodness. I'm gonna put it on this beautiful black rock. Get myself some water. Get myself some water. More than 2 hours and 15 minutes in this march. I'm gonna hydrate. Oh, there's a few people there, 2 people there, 2 people on the other side. There's some people. I'm gonna hydrate. Ah, yeah, feels good. I'm gonna drink it all. This big bottle.
T'as une sorte de boucle pour attraper les autres. Si vous voulez. En fait, une sorte de boucle comme ça. Ouais, bah, tu sais, comme. Ouais, mais trop bien, je crois.
Maybe just half. Half will suffice. There we go. And backpack. And we rock and roll again. There we go. All right. Let's go. the exit. We're gonna exit on that side. Go around about it towards the moon. It's getting a bit chilly, so it wasn't a mistake to take the. I feel it's chilly. It's just that I've been just marching high step. I give a fiery rap. Best lines of 2021. Yours truly, hobby. Got a hobby. Besides being the world's greatest living, dancing, millennial rainbow poet, philosopher, independent artist, activist, and athlete. Also an underground rapper since 1996. A hobby. Rapping hobby. Best lyrics of 2021. And 2022 also. For the next months, I did. These are the lyrics. Best rap lyrics of 2021. Class Wars, the rap name. CLASSWAR. Most of y'all listening to rappers that be living in gated communities. Those are the lyrics. So y'all listening to rappers that be living in gated communities. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. Y'all listening to rappers that be living in gated communities, motherfucker. Too much God and no goddess, fuck 'em. There you go. ICBM rap. Steel toe boots for world peace. Everything that I do say in my videos are first and foremost for the dancing goddess and the dragon empire and the dragon kingdom. There's one with the dancing goddess empire, one empire and kingdom. Non-sectarian, open to all, for world peace, international justice, global freedom. Securing global freedom and attaining harmony between civilization and nature. How? Why? Huh? WTF, what? You can WTF all you want, what? You listen to rappers that be living in gated communities, huh? What? They say too much, got no goddess, I don't want none of that, nah. Into the priestess or the goddess dancing goddess army. A ramble. I am asking ye to marry yours truly, Adrian Hannah Dragan, in an open BDSM switch. Google that, millennials. Open BDSM switch. In an open BDSM switch. Marriage for world peace. Google open or BDSM switch. Yay. He's been needing. My theory is that Ye is also LGBTQ but don't want to come out. I don't want to come out. Y'all don't want to come out. Haha. Yeah. You know Carl Nassib is not the only LGBTQ player on the field, right? In the NFL, right? Being bisexual, being gay, being pansexual like me is not a motherfucking mental illness, motherfucker. Repressing it will get you mental illness, disease. Admitting it and channeling it, sublimating it is the solution. We got feelings, emotions, lusts we don't admit. I begin a Scorpio rant. 37 minutes to go, almost 38. Y'all ready? So my Scorpio rant. Like rainbow, pansexual, Scorpio, androgyno ho. Yeah, I'm a holy ho though. I put my mysterious... stop throwing dirt, poison, and filth in my eye, brother. Put my mysterious origins, because don't know how I got this hat. So it's a Raiders hat. So to the colony being the only again. Don't turn the other cheek. May I be avenged 77-fold, bitch. With interest on that, times 7 to the power of 7. I admitted he wanted a piece of this round ass. A taste, kiss, caress gives you some sense of pleasure, some fulfillment. Things we don't admit. Things we don't admit. A lot of them are schemers, deceivers, liars. I'm not perfect, far from it. They scheme, plot, gossip. They don't admit. Some, not all, never generalize. Right? Things we wrestle with, things we struggle with, the emotions, the feelings. Whether emotional, psychological, physical, and the sexual. Sexual liberation has not come for me personally, Adrian Hunter Dragan, without blood, sweat, and tears. And not for Canadian society, North American civilization, Western civilization for that matter, or for the world. Right? Look, in many places, still taboos surrounding sexuality, sexual pleasure. For my allies and armies, supporters through my family, if I can give pleasure in any way. Massage, kiss, wash the feet, hug. Shit, I'm putting up overtime for that motherfucking work. I like to get a massage, feet washed, kissed, bathed, bath, and work out, train, exercise, dance, write poetry, read, study. Maybe get closer to the scientific innovation, technology, parallel self. The Scorpio. I was gonna begin with the month of the Scorpio on a Scorpio special psycho-physical sexual therapy, mystic, psycho-spiritual, sexual, and mystic therapy. That fourth dimension, mystic, occult, or spiritual, to the physical, sexual, and psychological. The Scorpio month transformation, which with every step, which we've been through, humanity as a whole. Look, when I started the workout to go hand in hand with the scenario, I took into consideration historical events, Pearl Harbor, and what had transpired up to that moment in time. The US-China trade war. The US-China trade war, the arrest of Meng Wanzhou, subsequently the two Michaels, Michael Spavor, Michael Kovrig, and other developments. And I was saying in my analysis, we are on the path to World War III. We, North American civilization, Western civilization, the world for that matter. So I created the workout to go hand in hand with the scenario. The General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout, designed to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario. And since in my scenario, it had the solution, and in a paradoxical, parallel, providential way, it resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crisis. Now, my trinity on COVID has been, is, and will be this. First and foremost, do not know what caused COVID. Second, believe it was transmitted in a zoonotic transmission from snakes to human beings. And third, since I don't know for sure, there's a doubt, I cannot rule out another possibility, X, Y, Z. Be it an accident in a lab, a man-made virus, an accident gone wrong. That is my trinity on COVID, trinity of beliefs on COVID. To that trinity is the fourth dimension. And although there's a doubt in my COVID theory of zoonotic snakes transmitting it to human beings, there's no doubt in my fourth dimension. What I do know for sure without a doubt is that before COVID, 93 days before COVID, to be precise, exact, had created, made, and produced the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, designed to go with hand in hand with a World War III scenario, just two sides to a coin. The one doesn't go without the other. Just as the Dragan army is complementary in a covenant cooperative way to the Dancing Goddess Army, and the Dancing Goddess Army in a covenant complementary cooperative with the Dragan army. So created the scenario. In my scenario, World War III scenario, what causes World War III is a stock market crash and subsequently a global financial collapse, which triggers World War III. Look at these big rocks. And since in my scenario has the solution, that's what I began advocating for. The creation of and since my scenario also had the devastation and the destruction of World War III, it also had the solution. So what causes World War III in my scenario is a stock market crash, which subsequently triggers a global financial collapse. That is my fictitious scenario. And the stock market crash, which triggers a global financial collapse, is blamed by many countries on the Trump administration, specifically the Trump administration's impositions of tariffs on more than 665 billion worth of goods imported from China, so the US-China trade war. And so that triggers World War III. So my scenario had the devastation, the destruction, and it also had the reconstruction and the rebuilding. And since July 24th, 2020, since my scenario had the solution, that's what I began advocating for in the midst of COVID, July 24th, 2020, creating the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragan Army, in order to secure food, housing, and transport for all. Push-ups, squats, hugs, get hygiene, food, encourage people to work out, train, exercise, paint this building red. So that's what I began advocating for. The creation of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragan Army, in order to secure food, housing, and transport for all. Once we have secured food, housing, and transport, those three essential elements, we can encourage people to work out, train, exercise, volunteer. Work out. So we can have a Dragan gym right here. Can do push-ups, squats, hawks. We got rocks there. This is a Canadian Army barracks. We got another rocks here. We can work out on top of those. On this building, my goal is to paint it with a red dragon on it. Paint it red. Integration with all existing public and private security forces, armed forces. Just like envisioned in my scenario, which had the destruction and also had the solution. Creating the international citizen integrated social security force, aka the Dragan Army, in order to secure food, housing, and transport, the three elements of civilization for all. Once we have those three elements secured for all, we can encourage people to volunteer, train, work out, do exercise, community work. And now we're gonna go around the baut. We'll go detour. Sunday we took it that way. For us, roundabout, the most commercially, financially, economically affluent neighborhood, Westmount, part of it is there. Not necessarily by talent, but some of it inherited, a lot of it inherited, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh generation. This is part of the Canadian Army. With a little bit of red color on it. It's too gray. Too gray. Put some goddamn red paint on it. A red goddamn dragon on it. Goddamn. So yours truly. My scenario, which begins before 93 days before COVID. October 17, 2019 was the first time one had performed the General War Integrated Total Body Training System. First time. I performed 213 sessions so far. Indoors, my office, room and temple underground. And now in the coming days, weeks and months, till weather permits it, I'm doing them outside. So my scenario had the solution, and since in the midst of COVID, now I say I got 2 vaccines, Pfizer's, I'm willing to get the third. In the same spot, my tattoo of the goddess on her forehead. I got the jab. I had COVID before mass testing was available. And even now in the past 2 weeks, I might have had a variant of it. So I was sick, ill, was coughing, sore throats, COVID-like symptoms. But back at the end of January 2020 until about February 20th, was very sick, ill, and diseased. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. And so had COVID before mass testing is available. Before mass testing was available. I died during COVID. Paradoxically, I'm being reborn with every step around these steel toe boots. Which I've found. Being reborn with every step, every push-up, every hawk, every squat, every marching step. Marching in steel toe boots. Marching step, steel toe boots. So in my scenario, the solution was mobilizing 1% of the adult population of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization member nation countries, states, of which there are 30, calling Israel to become the 31st NATO ally ASAP, and put the protocols, the principles, and the propositions in my scenario into practice. Mobilizing 1% of the citizenry of NATO and all others willingly loving allies, create the international citizen integrated social security force, aka the Dragan Army, a public-private partnership, and to secure food, housing, and transport for all. Once food, housing, and transport are secured, we can encourage people to work out, train, volunteer, do community work, exercise, XYZ. Once those three are secure, food, housing, and transport, the three essential elements for the maintenance of civilization. Calling again this to be maybe one of the Dragan Army headquarters. It'll be painted red from here. It's got 4 exits, 1, 2, 3. We can send east, west, north, south to secure food, housing, and transport easily. And with other central. And the Dragan Army, it's like envisioning my scenario to be integrated. I just took a turn now. I'm heading west, 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 back to headquarters. I'm on the boulevard, still in Westmount. Rich folk neighborhood. Or upper class, up there where I went Sundays, upper class, the upperest of the upperest class. Multi-million-dollar houses. I'm still in Westmount, and some of them, these houses are also multi-million. Anyways, marching west. Doesn't matter. Rich or poor, small, big, tall, all willingly loving are invited for this great work of world peace, international justice, securing global freedom, and to that trinity of global freedom, international justice, and world peace, attaining harmony between civilization and with nature. You see this big tree 7 times bigger than me. It's just the hair on the goddess. Put the lungs in. Oh yeah. There we go. This one too, 7 times my size. I'm just a fucking piece of dust, I admit it. But God has channeled tiny, small sparks. Although I'm living the worst financial situation of my life, I'm grateful. For getting those 93 trillions of kisses, that's 93 and 12 zeros. $93 trillions of kisses. From the goddess. I'm willingly loving to give all my allies, army supporters, which are going to be my family, those willingly loving. So just like in my scenario, which also had the destruction, devastation, it also had the solution. The solution is to mobilize 1% of adult population of citizens. You got to be able to perform and do the general war integrated total body training system, aka the 300 workout within the rules, if you are willingly loving to be a member of the peacekeeper of the Dragan army. These are the rules, and this applies to existing, currently enrolled cadets, lieutenants, colonels, high-ranking generals of NATO member armies. My message is to the leaders of the free world. Leaders of the free world, drop down. Give Dragan 0 13 push-ups with love and for the sake of world peace. That is my message to the leaders of the free world. COP 26. Leaders of the free world, drop down and give Dragan 0 13 push-ups with love and for the sake of world peace. I'll do them with you. I'm not a fucking dictator. I'm a universal revolutionary centrist based on democratic fusion, public-private partnership, and sometimes just a fool looking for some love, and just a fool looking for some love, and just a fool looking for some love. So back to the general war integrated total body training system. These are the rules which are necessary for anybody willingly loving to be a member of the Dragan army. So you got to be able to do it in 93 minutes. Once you start the countdown, you got 93 minutes. There's no pause, no stop. Once you start 93-minute countdown, you march, you jog, you walk fast pace, you run. I recommend warming up 5, 10 to 15 minutes, running, jogging, walking fast pace, marching pace before you do it. You got to do 93. In 93 minutes, you got to do 100 push-ups, 100 hawks, 100 squats. So that is the Trinity, special Trinity: push-ups, squats, and hawks. 100 for each. 100 for each. A maximum of 13 push-ups, squats, or hawks. So that is the maximum which is allotted. And you can do more, but to mark down to get to 100, you cannot do more than 13. So it's maximum 13 repetitions per set, minimum 3 reps per set. Anywhere in between 7, 6, 10. Do recommend 10 because 10 times 10 is easy count to get to 100. 10 times 10 gives you the amount required. That's what I've been doing. 10 reps, 10 sets. Easy mathematics. 10 times 10 is 100. So anywhere in between 6, 7, 8, 13 max, 3 minimum. And there's no pause, no stop. Once you start.
Mix it up really well so it sticks to the potato. I think you bake it on
13 repetitions, maximum. 3 minimum, anywhere in between 10, 5, 6, or 7. You gotta march, you gotta jog, you gotta walk fast pace, a minimum of 31 seconds in between. So there's no pause, there's no stop. Once you start the countdown, you march, you jog, you walk fast pace. There's no stopping. You march, you jog, you walk fast pace. 13-3. Keep those numbers in mind. 13 repetitions. 13-3. 7, 6, 5, whatever the number you do. Recommend 10. 10 times 10 is an easy count. Gives you 100. gives you 100. 10 times 10. Easy count. You can do 6, you can do 5, you can do 4, you can do whatever between those numbers. 13 and 3, keep them in mind, they go together. And the other number to remember is 31. 31 seconds is required in between each. Whether you do push-ups, whether you do hacks, whether you do squats, you gotta do those numbers. 13 max, 3 minimum, anywhere in between. You gotta march, jog, walk, fast pace, minimum 31 seconds in between. Recommend warming up 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 before doing the exercise. Good luck. So you gotta be able to do it within those rules. 4 simple rules to remember. You got 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hacks, 100 push-ups, 100 hacks, 100 squats. Maximum 13 reps per set, minimum 3. Anywhere in between. You gotta march, jog, walk fast pace, 31 seconds minimum in between. Right, push-up, squats, hacks, in whatever order, doesn't matter, until you get to 100 and 31 seconds. I'm in the rich neighborhood, look, multi-million-dollar houses. We're not all in the same boat with this COVID. They want to go back to business. Business as usual. There's nothing I want to go back to. Only forward towards the sunrise, sunset, push-ups, squats, working out, training, exercising, the work of the revolution. For world peace, international justice, global freedom, and attaining harmony between civilization and nature. I'm in the neighborhood here, the rich, financially, commercially. So those are the rules to the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout. You gotta be able to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hacks. 13 reps maximum, 3 minimum, anywhere in between. 10, 5, 6, whatever the number is. And you gotta march, jog, walk, fast pace, a minimum of 31 seconds in between. Good luck. And this is of course required of all existing private and public security forces, armed forces of NATO, generals, lieutenants, cadets just started today, November 9. You also gotta be able to do this General War Integrated Total Body Training System within the rules to be able to be a member of the Dragan Army. You got 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hacks. That's the rules. Those are the rules. 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hacks. Trinity. Hacks, push-ups, squats. That's the Trinity. 13 max. 3 minimum, anywhere in between. 31 seconds marching. 4 numbers to remember. 93 for the total amount allotted to do the exercise. 13 and 3 go together. Maximum reps per set and minimum reps per set allowed. And 31, the number. Minimum seconds required of marching, jogging, walking, fast pace. Good luck. See? Multi-million-dollar homes here. You're living good in Westmount. A beautiful red tree there will turn from green. I want to go back to business. Or back to how things were. Right? I'm not all in the same boat here. Fucking delusional. Fucking mad. They're fucking crazy. They are delusional. Some of us are more in the same boat as others. I mean, if you got, I understand if you want to go back to pre-COVID, they made it good. Rappers, artists, athletes, actors, business people inherited lots of wealth. There's no way that you had in the bank account more than $1 million and you didn't help food security. Gotta go tie my shoe. Steel toe boots, steel toe boots, steel toe boots. I find a place there. Not a lace that's loose. And I'm not suicidal no more. I was enough suicidal. I want to experience things that I've never experienced, especially more loving. More working out, training, exercising, rapping. I'm gonna tie my lace. There we go. Secure, 1, 2, and 3. Gotta get new laces. See? On Westmount. Multi-million-dollar houses. Prices increasing. Food shortages. I haven't heard or seen any mass financing from the private multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires, business people, artists, athletes. They want to go back to playing their games, playing a little football, playing a little hockey puck, making millions of dollars a year. Patriarchal sports leagues. I understand it's harder to, when you're rich for a few years and you never struggle financially, business person or artist, multi-millionaire artist, actor, athlete, it's hard to go down the ladder. Man, well, I hit a rock bottom. I'm in the minus already. Minus 494 in my bank account, ARBC. 9,965, so almost 10,000, almost $10,000 in debt. Got a lot of kisses though, so I'm grateful, thankful, meditated for that. So calling all willingly loving to implement my theory of debt refusion. Taking all existing public and private debt, my private, it's 10,000, almost 9,965. Pay, it's not that bad, interest only 9%. Not that bad, some other people. But if the central bank rate in Canada goes up, I'm gonna start paying more, so a lot of people suffering. So a lot of people suffering. So refusing, putting my theory into practice of debt refusion, refusing all private and public debt. All the X's, my X1 plus yours X2, and the hundreds of thousands, millions, and tens of millions across North America and NATO member countries and the world. And the public debt of the individual countries, which could be represented by the letter Y as in my financial equation. So all the X's and the Y's put together, whatever that number is, refusing it, getting that number to finance a global central bank, create a universal unit of exchange by biometrics, the hand, the voice, and the eye are unique. biometric identifiers, and thus institutionalize the two complementary cooperative covenant institutions of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragan Army, in complementary covenant cooperative with the International Integrated Dance League, to attain harmony between civilization and nature, the Dragan Army, to secure food, housing and transport for all citizens, allies, supporters, subjects of the Dragon Kingdom and the Dancing Goddess Empire, which are one. And the Phoenix People's Party, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, pro-love, universal revolutionary centrist party. And yours truly, those two complementary covenant cooperative institutions, and the Dragan Army to be a security and service for both security, securing food, housing and transport for all. On security and service. Service. Local neighborhoods. Cleaning. Massaging. Washing. Environmental practices. To be all a service and security. Total, integrated with all existing public and private institutions, security forces, private and public. Yours truly,